Hello, this is Sofia and I am going to tell you some advices that could help you when you need to speak publicly. We're going to see assuming nerves, find your strategy to feel comfortable, yes and don'ts. When it is about to speak in front of an audience, it comes to us that irrational fear that we do not know how even to control it. It is normal that we feel nervous, and I think that to achieve that stage of absolute tranquility or calm, it is needed years and years of practice, and even doing this, it is complicated. So my first advice in order to approach a presentation is to assume that we can get nervous. We do not have to try to avoid it, and we have to learn to control it. It is a fact, this happens to everyone. We are all humans, and it is part of us. But we have to comprehend ourselves very well to know the things that help us. Secondly, we have to bear in mind that we all make mistakes. Don't be afraid of it. What is the worst thing that it could happen if we make a mistake? Actually nothing. You can correct it. If we start the presentation thinking that we are going to say something wrong, probably we will do. Nevertheless, if we are more relaxed, thinking that nothing happens if we confuse something, probably we will say everything perfectly. Swear is human. So don't panic, because we are going to see some tips to assume nerves as natural as possible. But we have to keep in mind these 3 facts. Believe in yourself. If other people can do it, why don't you? The first thing that you have to bear in mind is that you are perfectly capable of doing it, and of doing it perfectly. Don't be afraid. Prepare your topic and your purpose. You need to know what you're going to say and why you're saying it. Think of the 5W questions. Who is your audience? You need to know whom you are addressing. Take them into account. What are you going to say? Prepare well your topic and make sure you know it. Where are you going to speak? It is recommended to know your environment. Why are you saying what you are saying? What is your purpose? When you finish your talk, what do you want people to remember? And how are you going to say it? Have a clear structure. Rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. It is the most important thing for a good presentation. You have to know what you're talking about and know it by heart. If you practice a lot, you will feel more confident and there will be less probability of making mistakes. Then you have to find your strategy to feel comfortable. There are 3 important things you need to know in order to find your strategy to feel comfortable. Think, plan, and manage. Think about the things that make you feel comfortable and that help you to relax. For example, eating something you like before the presentation, drink a relaxing infusion, etc. Plan everything and organize yourself. Planning is fundamental. You have to control all that depends on you, but you also have to be prepared if something unexpected occurs. And then manage. When you have your strategy, you manage your presentation perfectly. My strategy. As I am talking from my own experience, I am going to share with you my tricks when approaching a presentation. Maybe they can seem weird or simple, but I assure you that they are helpful. You can try them and then see if you feel comfortable. Nevertheless, we are all different, so we have to know ourselves and find our own strategy in order to make an awesome presentation. When I wake up in the morning, I try to choose a good outfit in which I feel confident and in which I feel pretty. Yes, it could sound frivolous or superficial, but actually it is not. Because if you feel good with yourself, you will be more comfortable when talking in front of an audience. And first impression matters. That morning, I did not drink coffee because I could get even more anxious. Even it could sound weird, when I get nervous, I am colder than usual, and sometimes I start shiver. So I always wear a jacket that I can take off in case of unexpected heat. I always have my tablet at hand because it helps me to feel more comfortable, and in case I forget something, I can check it. I recommend to have your notes in case you go blank. And finally, I always have a bottle of water just in case I get thirsty. Some yes to do. A smile is always nice. Don't be too serious. Eye contact is quite important because it helps you to have more complicity with your audience and it makes you look more confident. Use an appropriate register and proper enunciation. This is so important. You have to talk appropriately to the situation you're in, and please enunciate. People need to understand you. Keep it simple and focus on a few key points. It is impossible to say everything you know, even if you have hours, so you need to summarize and focus on the important. Use strategies to maintain your audience attentive. Rhetorical questions, change the voice tone, little appropriate jokes. It is good to use humor, but always in moderation. And don't hesitate too much. Don't sound like make you look insecure and like if you don't know what you are saying. Not too much gesturing and don't move so much that you are distracting, but neither too static. Make subtle movements that helps you to emphasize your key points. Speaking too quietly makes your presentation boring and you take the risk of your audience falling asleep. Reading from your notes, your tablet, or even the PowerPoint slides too much, that it makes you look apparently unfamiliar with what you are saying. It is okay to look at your notes, but don't read in excess. And please, never ever eat gum in a presentation. Don't. It is just so rude. And at last, don't exceed time. Overall, if there are other people that are talking after you, be respectful with your audience and with your colleagues. So, I hope all these tips help you to be a great presenter, and remember to assume your nerves, find your strategy and what to do and not to do. And the most important thing, practice makes perfect. Thank you very much.